real-life example of what it looks like when government really does get involved in Americans' health care. In the state of Oklahoma, there is now a law, which hasn't yet taken effect, that would require physicians to collect specific, detailed personal information from any woman who gets an abortion. The 37 questions suggested in the legislation include the date and location of the abortion, the patient's age, marital status, race, education, state or county of residency, and history of pregnancies. Also, the reason the patient is seeking an abortion, the method of payment the patient used, whether the patient was a state employee at the time of the abortion. But the law doesn't just stipulate that physicians ask questions like those. They're then required to send the completed questionnaires to the state where the health department will use the information from each woman's form to create an annual abortion report to be posted online. They want to post this stuff online. A former Democratic state rep is challenging the law in court. But to be clear, the state of Oklahoma is trying to mandate the collection and online publication of this personal medical information about abortions. We should probably notify Dick Armey. He will want to add some Oklahoma state legislators to that call targets list if he's really campaigning against a government takeover of health care. Joining us now is Megan Carpentier. She's editor of News and Politics at Air America, where, full disclosure, I also work. Megan, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Is there any reason, besides trying to intimidate women who might seek an abortion, that you would want to post this kind of information online?
Well, they've been very specific that their end goal is to keep women from having abortions. They think by posting the information online that somehow this will turn into some sort of public health strategy to keep women from obtaining abortions in the state of Oklahoma. They consider women seeking a legal medical procedure that is actually the most common medical procedure in this country is a public health problem.
In terms of the specific types of information they're asking, are you a state employee? What's your age? What county do you live in? How did you pay? What's your pregnancy and abortion history? That information is so specific that it seems like it would go beyond purely statistical use and could be used, or at least would be seen by a lot of women as potentially being used to identify people. I mean, it's not like there's that many people in Oklahoma.
Well, and particularly if you work in the state health department, you could actually be in a position where your doctor fills out the form and then it's submitted to one of your colleagues and it has your very specific medical information on there, so then they know you're a state employee, they know what race you are, what age you are, how many pregnancies you've had, how many miscarriages you've had. So just releasing this personal information. And in fact, there's been a history of doing this. There was a lawsuit in Kansas in 2003 where the then state attorney general tried to get this very, very similar information out of Planned Parenthood and eventually prevailed. Planned Parenthood was forced to turn over the data, and then somehow that data made its way to Bill O'Reilly's show.
Wow.
Individual medical reports with names redacted where it was given by the state attorney, someone in the state attorney general leaked to Bill O'Reilly's show.
The overall politics of abortion is well-worn territory in the United States and has been for my entire life as a person who was born in 1973, which is a big important year in abortion rights. But it seems like what's emerged in recent years is a strategy among those who are opposed to abortion rights to not try to, well, not as a replacement for trying to just make abortion illegal, because they're still trying to do that too, but it's a supplement to that, to try to make it a horrible thing for women to try to get, to make it a harder thing to obtain, and to make it a more intimidating process. Do you think that's right?
I think that's exactly what they're doing. That having realized that they can't strictly go to court and overturn Roe v. Wade, having been turned down time and time again, having failed to pass amendments banning it in the states, what they're doing and what they're saying that they're doing is they're trying to make it as difficult as possible. That if they can't change your mind, if they can't make you believe as they believe about abortion, if they can't change government policy and your rights and your constitutional rights under Roe v. Wade, then what they'll do is they'll just make it so difficult that for many people it becomes a series of impossible hurdles.
Not just difficult, but intimidating.
And very intimidating, so that you have to go to the doctor twice, you have to go through these gauntlets of protesters twice. When you have a notification thing, you have a doctor who, under an Oklahoma law that just got thrown out, would have had to describe in detail the fetus you were about to abort in order to try to get you not to. It's a very common tactic.
That kind of strategy is called thuggery when you're talking about things other than politics. Megan Carpentier, editor of News and Politics at Air America, thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate it.
Okay, how many people actually knew about this? Because I didn't. I didn't know about it, but I want to address it first. First off, Debbie, to me, gathering that amount of information is an invasion of privacy, and to the best of my knowledge, dropping docs on the internet was highly illegal, and you could be jailed plus lose your internet connection for life. So therefore, any legislature that votes for that, or even if it becomes a law, the first time they were to drop that information on the internet.
They bullied the governor of Oklahoma into, I mean, they just erased his veto. What do you mean vote? There was no vote. Oh my God.
I am just glad, okay, I'm a Democrat, and I'm just glad that a Democrat with an open mind is going to challenge that nonsense, because now the government is sticking its nose, it's taking it out of your bedroom and is sticking it in your crotch.
Exactly.
Well, I'd like to interject something here.
Enjoy.
As far as I'm concerned, I have, I'll firmly stand on this ground, I have no opinion on abortion. What I do have an opinion on is the willingness for the government, seeing how we can't even, torture detainees on U.S. soil, we're going to torture our own. I'm sorry, this whole precept that Oklahoma's trying to put through as a law will do nothing but torture women. The whole gathering information and releasing it,
you see what happens.
God, that speaks volumes of, number one, invasion of personal privacy, and number two, literally setting a person up for public scorn. For
you see what happens
what could be which could very much be unwarranted.
Exactly. They're going to drop your docs, which if you or I were to drop somebody's docs, we'd lose the internet forever, and they would be looking for ways of throwing us in jail. But I guess government doesn't have to follow the laws that are passed, but they will when the feds come down on them. Oklahoma needs to be so ashamed of itself that they need to go out in the sand and bury their damn heads with their bigotry. Now they want to come out your bedroom and go in your crotch.
No, Oklahoma's only the first one that passed this. There are other states that are looking to pass this as well.
And the thing is, if you really look at it, and I looked at the list of Oklahoma legislatures that basically bypassed the governor's veto. Once again, kudos to him, the governor, that is, for at least having some common sense. But the majority of these people are your, Bible-thumping, well-to-do, Christians out there who want to gain control. If they cannot control you one way, they're going to try to control you another.
That's fine. But you know what? If they want that law, well, then they should be fair about that law. If they want it because, quote, unquote, there's a little sky daddy tells them that that's wrong, then how about we be fair about it, and every miscarriage be listed online so their imaginary sky daddy can get credit for all the abortions he's committed.
I'm prone to agree with that. If it's going to go one way, it should go the other. Fair is fair.
I see a lot of fundamentalist Christians out there. A lot of the movement out there that, especially like the Tea Party, as I like to call, I won't call them what I like to call them, but the Tea Party are constantly going out saying, government, get out of our faces. They would absolutely shit a brick about this law. But I'm not hearing anything from the Tea Party because it's stopping something that they hate, and that is abortion. And so I'm wondering why the Tea Party and these people who are just so, government, get out of our stuff, get out of our stuff, get out of our stuff, all of a sudden, because it has something to do with something they don't agree with, something that they feel that it should be outlawed, they are so tight-lipped right now, it's not even funny. So I'd like to know why.
What's that I hear? Is that crickets chirping out of the Tea Partiers, I believe?
I think I hear it. I was wondering, let's see here, Witch Grove Radio, can we borrow your crickets?